Rassie, how does it feel to win 16-all?
To win 16-all? No, look, to play the number one team in the world and be lucky at the end there, almost like last year, right at the end there we could have lost it. And right here at the end here we could have lost it, and we managed to draw the game, and even Andre could have missed that last kick, so we are no illusions that we could have lost this game like last year, but to come away with a draw, I guess we satisfied with that, because the first half, I thought the first 35 minutes we played really well, and the second half I think they totally dominated except the last minute, so fairly lucky in a big way.
How frustrated were you going at a point there at half time?
I think frustrated in the sense that I think we dominated a lot of things except lineouts. I think all the other parts of all the other facets of the games we dominated, and especially when I thought they were a little bit almost under caution from the referee for repeated infringement inside the 22, and then we went for the penalty for poles, and we missed that one where I thought we could go points up, more than 5 or 7 points up, and we missed that one. And then straight after that they scored that turnover try, and that obviously swung the momentum, and then they came out the second half with real momentum, and we seemed to really struggle to catch onto the pace of the game until the last minute of the game. So lucky to escape, but I thought the first 40 minutes we played really good tactical rugby.
Rassie, do you feel you had them flustered at all, because they dropped a lot of ball as you were coming up after?
I thought they had us flustered as well. I thought both teams definitely had different line speed on defence. I think if you go and analyse New Zealand's defensive line speed, it's totally different than last year in my opinion. They definitely come much harder off the line and put us under a lot of pressure as well, which didn't feel like that last year when we played them both at Loftus and here at Wellington as well. I guess that's a new trend. All teams are giving a lot of line speed. They got away a few times, and they were bad luck not to score a few tries where we scrambled well. I wouldn't say flustered, but it's something new for all of us to handle line speed currently, which is just in your face. We were nervous about Richie playing 10 and Bowden getting more space from 15, and Sonny getting maybe offloads away to Goodyear and those guys, and so we weren't quite sure how that's going to work out, but luckily we managed to handle that.
Is this line speed making rugby a harder game to watch, do you think? Because it seemed to be fewer tries. I mean, All Blacks are only scoring one try in the last, one try today, 2 tries last week.
Well, I guess in the old days the scores were 12-10, 15-12. Test match rugby were like that. We used to call it test match rugby, when rugby was really a close contested match where it was only 3 points. 1995 World Cup final were 15-12 for us. 2011 you guys beat France 8-6 or something, 11-8. I guess test match rugby was test match rugby. It was only 1 or 2 tries normally. I guess the Crusaders final this year wasn't there, only 1 or 2 tries in the final as well. I guess when it comes to playoff rugby, it isn't this outflowing game where tries supersede everything. So I'm not sure if that's the right way the game should go, but it's definitely the way the game is going when you're under pressure. And yeah, today was a testament, because I thought it was still an enjoyable game to watch, although there wasn't maybe a lot of tries. It was definitely intense, and obviously we scored a try at the end which helped us, which made it for us a little bit more enjoyable.
Rassie, that was Lukhanyo Arm's first game for you guys since last year in Wellington. How do you think he went?
I think it's almost like you're playing Super Rugby against the New Zealand boys most of the time, but when you play against them in a combination where it's the best of New Zealand, and it's Pernara and Moanga and Goodyear and Sunnyball and Ben and those guys, it makes it much tougher. So Lukhanyo has definitely played against all of those boys a lot, and he's consistently performed really well. But the moment you slot into a national side and against another national side where those guys combine really well, especially away from home, that's where the real test is. And last year he broke his arm in this specific test match. So I thought he did really well. and he just got tired a little bit there at one stage when we subbed him with Jesse. No, but we're really happy with his form. I guess between him and Jesse, we've got some good cover at 13. They'll be the two guys that will be going to the World Cup, and we'll rotate them now until we get onto that plane. They'll be the two 13s.
Duane, you told us earlier in the week you weren't maybe the style of captain for the big speeches, the motivational speeches, but were you finding yourself needing to tell the guys something when, 5 minutes to go, you still hadn't scored a try, but you were still within reach? Were you finding certain things to tell the guys?
We've got a mature group of guys, and I think with 5 minutes to go, everyone knows exactly what should be what we should do, and what needed to be done at that specific time. So I think in a way everyone is aligned, and it makes it easy to lead. It's. You just get the guys together. Everyone says, "Listen, this is what we're going to do," and everyone follows through with it. So it's not a difficult job with this mature team.
Rassie, how important was this win ahead of the World Cup with the Springbok game? I mean, the All Black game being your first one.
Well, it wasn't a win; it was a draw.
Oh well.
Look. As Steve said, and I can really take you back to 2011, and when I was involved with Springboks in that World Cup, where we played New Zealand in Port Elizabeth in the Tri-Nations way back then, when they sent a team over there, and we actually beat them in Port Elizabeth, and they won the World Cup. So I guess when World Cup comes, this game will be pretty irrelevant. But while saying that, we didn't play them in the pool games in 2011, So I guess you'll take a little bit of momentum into that. So, but they are playing Australia next week. We are playing Argentina next week. So they'll pick up or lose momentum next week. And we'll pick up or lose momentum next week. And we've got another game against Argentina. They've got another Bledisloe game. So, and they'll get some guys back like Crotty, and we'll get a few guys back like Sia Kulisi. So momentum goes a little bit and belief goes a little bit. But, and then you go over there, it's neutral ground, it's different conditions. But we certainly take a lot of positives out of this because they are the world's #1 team. They're the benchmark. We all strive to be there where they are. So I'm not sure how much they believe they will lose, but we take a lot of belief out of this game.
Rassie, a two-pronged question on halfbacks, if I may. Can you just clarify the situation with Faf? He appeared to go off, was it with a HIA? Did he pass but not make it back in time, or did he fail the HIA?
He actually failed it. He actually failed it, yeah. There was a bit of a communication gap in terms of course of the time limit, and I was getting a bit upset because he couldn't get back if he failed or didn't fail it, because there's a time limit on it. So yes, he actually failed it. We didn't get the comms back in time, but even though we didn't get it back in time, he anyway failed it. So it doesn't really matter if we didn't get back in time. He failed the HI.
And I suppose the follow-up then, Herschel came on and didn't really appear to put a foot wrong, and then was the man of the hour again for the second week running. I mean, how do you keep this guy grounded now?
Yeah, I think for him, try scoring looks like it's a really simple thing for him at this stage. I think a guy like him, if you can keep the natural game of him flowing and you don't overcoach him too much on all the technical things, I guess a lot of the mistakes us as coaches make sometimes is put a lot of emphasis on the mechanical, slow, technical things, box kicks and things like that. His service is nice and crisp. His feeling for the game, his support play is really his attribute, his great thing that he brings to the game. I guess if we keep encouraging that and don't overcoach the things that he doesn't do great, he'll keep improving and he'll keep doing the things that he did today. I guess the nice thing is he's doing it at the highest level currently, so hopefully he keeps on doing that.
Rassie, are you keeping much up your sleeve at the moment? You seem to be trying to do sort of simple things effectively today, maybe more than try to be too expansive or doing too much.
I think it's not always because we are trying to be too clever. I think it's because of where we are as a South African team. We are only 15 test matches together as a group, and we today tried a few things. We put Frans Steyn on the bench. We know Elton Jantjies and Andre Pollard is our first choice and second choice 10s going to the World Cup. We're not quite sure if one of them gets injured, who's our next next guy in, because a guy like Duane Vermeulen and Kerwin Bosch and those guys are back in South Africa. You have to take another 10, 12, 15 to the World Cup. So we took a chance with France today. If a guy like Andre got injured, France would have been thrown in at 10 against Richie and those guys, which would have been a tough ask. So there was a lot of things that we tried today. Apiwa wasn't here, the Sia wasn't here. There's a lot of other guys which we didn't play. Lode Jager we didn't play. So whilst we did put a really good team out there, we were also experimenting a little bit, and you do lose a little bit of rhythm while doing that. So I guess at one stage I thought also we looked a little bit like one-dimensional when we did some things on attack, but I guess that was the result of also, whilst trying to win the match, trying to build the right squad going to the World Cup.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.